You know, in Bangladesh's job market, things are moving so fast. Staying ahead of the curve is everything. So in this explainer, we're going to break down exactly how young professionals like you can build the right skills at the right time to really secure your future.
So let's just start with a simple, direct question. Are your skills actually ready for what's coming tomorrow? It's a question we all have to ask ourselves if we're serious about building a career.
Because let's face it, we are in a brand new career reality. That old path of, finish your degree, land one job, and stay there for life, yeah, that's pretty much gone. Today, learning all the time isn't just a nice to have, it's a flat-out requirement.
And what's driving this huge shift? Well, it's really two massive forces: technology and globalization. They're completely changing the game. A traditional degree is still a fantastic launchpad, for sure, but it is no longer the finish line. Employers today, they expect more.
So, the big question is, how do you bridge that gap between the skills you have and the skills that companies are desperate for? Well, the answer is digital upskilling. Online learning has become the essential tool for any modern professional, and trust me, it comes with some huge advantages. The number one benefit has to be flexibility. I mean, if you're already working, this is an absolute game changer. You can learn on your own time, evenings, weekends, whenever it fits, without ever having to put your career on pause.
And then there's affordability. Let's be real, a second formal degree can cost a fortune, but online courses, they're a much smarter investment. They let you gain very specific, targeted skills that could directly lead to a raise or a better job.
But maybe the biggest plus of all is just how relevant they are. Online training is built for the real world. You're not just learning some abstract theory. You're getting the exact skills you see listed in job descriptions, like right now. And finally, recognition. A good online certification isn't just a digital piece of paper. It's proof. It's a signal to recruiters both in Bangladesh and all over the world that you've invested in yourself and you are ready for the next big thing.
Okay, so we've covered the why, but what does all this actually look like in practice? To make it real, let's zoom in on a platform like the Online Training Academy in Bangladesh and see how all these pieces fit together.
The very first thing that jumps out is the sheer scale of it. We're talking over 2,500 courses, but it's not just about the number. The fact that they're CPD-QS accredited, that's crucial. Think of it like an international stamp of approval that employers really notice. So let's break down what that means for you, the learner. You get that global accreditation that makes your resume pop. You get this huge library so you can find exactly what you're looking for. You get total flexibility to learn whenever, wherever, and you're learning from actual industry professionals, people with real-world experience. And just look at the topics. They cover the exact areas where we're seeing the most growth. So whether you're a junior executive who needs to get great at digital marketing or an entrepreneur who needs to nail down the basics of business and tech, there's a clear path forward.
Okay, let's bring this all back to you. Because this isn't just about collecting a bunch of certificates, right? This is about unlocking your true potential and seeing a real, tangible impact on your career or your business.
When you boil it all down, it comes to three really powerful results. First, you just boost your employability. You stand out from the crowd. Second, if you're building a business, you get the actual tools to build it smarter. And third, you get plugged into global standards, which can open up doors you didn't even know were there. And the one concept that makes all of this work, the magic ingredient really, is self-paced learning. This is what lets busy professionals keep growing without burning out. It means you, and only you, are in the driver's seat of your education. So the potential here is crystal clear. But with literally thousands of options out there, how in the world do you pick the right one? Don't worry, this is your practical guide to getting started the smart way. All right, here's a simple 5-step plan. First, you've got to know your why. Is it for a promotion, a totally new career? Get clear on that. Second, look for that stamp of quality, that recognized accreditation. Third, go on LinkedIn and see for yourself. Are companies actually hiring for this skill? Fourth, think of it like an investment. What's the potential return? And finally, always go for courses with hands-on projects. That's where the real learning happens. To really sum it all up, online training has completely transformed how skills are learned in Bangladesh. It gives so many of us what we desperately need: a roadmap for growth that's flexible, affordable, and actually practical for our lives.
So we're going to end with a question, just for you. Knowing everything we've just talked about, what's the next skill you're going to build to design your own future? The tools are all there. The opportunity? Well, that's all yours.